What's up, YouTube? My Cowboys family back again for you guys. Another update on the Cowboys. Give us just a minute as we finish setting things up here.
Yep, just give us a second. If you guys all are in tune with what's going on, you probably already know the bad news in Cowboys training camp today, towards the end of the camp. We'll get that information in 1 minute.
What's up, YouTube? My Cowboys family.
So we'll hang here for a minute while we get things set up and while a couple of you guys come in, and then we will proceed with the bad news.
All right, guys. So, well, obviously a very news-filled day today.
Yeah.
Very disappointing. Lots of big injuries. Or big injury.
Okay, let's try something. Is that you?
Let's see.
Hold on, guys. We're going to try something.
Hi, Rack City. What's up? How you doing? Give us just a second.
Be right back. Just jump back in with us in a minute, all right? Hey, guys. Sorry about that. You see us? Can you hear us?
Hi, guys. Sorry about that. We had a little technical problem we had to
Small
fix, but
tech
we
issue.
are back.
So once we get a couple people.
Injury.
Yeah. Is it in? Is it going?
Not yet.
You guys see us?
Okay.
Hold on, guys. We're going to try something.
Hi, Rack City. What's up? How you doing? Give us just a second.
Just jump right in.
Let me see.
Hey, guys. Sorry about that.
All right, yeah. So
We're back. Okay.
Come right back.
Sorry, guys.
There we go. All right. So it looks like we got that fixed. Sorry about that, guys. What's up? Thank you for joining us today. We'll give you guys another minute.
Yeah.
All right. What's up?
Obviously, if you know, like I said.
Hi, Russell. Hi, Carmen. How are you guys?
What's up, everyone? And if you guys are new, hit subscribe. We do this every day. We're starting to do these streams every day, which mainly because of these late practices, how late they're going all the way in California. So for us, it's late. And, we just try to get this information out there to you guys, at the end of the day. So we kind of have
what's up, Dumpster Juice? How about them Cowboys? What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us. Give us one last second here, and we are going to jump right into it, starting off with Tyrone Crawford and that nasty injury. If you haven't checked it out yet, we did post pictures on our Twitter page. So go ahead and check it out and just kind of take a look. I will warn you, it doesn't look good.
But there is a high-def photo I also saw circulating, and it almost looks like his ankle or his foot came out of his shoe. Of course, it looks pretty bad. It looks twisted. It could be even dislocated. I'm hoping it's not a break.
Yeah,
and obviously not ligaments either. Those would be the two worst
unfortunately,
things.
there were reports saying that he was carted off the field. He was in tears, very upset, obviously in a lot of pain. So
the team gathered, and we were thinking about him after that, and it kind of changed the whole tone for the end of the training camp for today, the practice for today, which was really towards the end of the practice, probably the last half hour or so. So that was really unfortunate.
How about them Cowboys? We'll be keeping it to around half an hour again today. So about that long, we'll see. Let me see. Dallas Cowboys for Life, thanks for subscribing. Again, we'll be posting daily content and live streaming every preseason game and all of the regular season games as well. So don't forget to watch for that.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
Let me see. So I also think Taco has to step up. So again, yeah. So the biggest problem, of course, with Tyrone Crawford is one, who steps up in that spot, and two, how long will he be out? So as far as how long he's going to be out, it looks serious, but there's obviously still no reports. Hopefully we'll have some more news for you guys in the morning, so keep your eyes out for either a short update on Twitter or YouTube or another live stream tomorrow night.
Right. And now, as far as Crawford and what's happening, I mean, again, we're not going to speculate on how bad the ankle injury is. It is an ankle injury. Carted off in tears, obviously upset. That's not good news all around. Probably won't see him till, if we see him at all, I would be expecting him probably somewhere into the season. Probably won't see him anymore if he's even able to play this season. So that's how serious it seems. I don't want to jump the gun though. So let's see. But if obviously he's done, there's been some thoughts from Law Nation and other Cowboy YouTubers that maybe we should cut Crawford. If we cut him, we save some money, and I think we can save some money, and then we can maybe spend that somewhere else to fill that hole. I did have a short list of people to look for at defensive end. Now, see, the thing with Crawford, he plays defensive line is what he's listed as. So he plays defensive tackle, he plays defensive end. So he could play either or, which was a good thing about him as well. But we kind of had him in between playing both positions and rotating around. So you take him out of that mix, right? And you can throw in someone like whose his name has come up a lot recently. His name is Lewis Neal, number 66. He's a defensive end. There's also another guy called Lenny Jones, number 56.
And Jack the Ripper, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah. Hey, thank you for subscribing and joining us. You know, we're gonna have this kind of content often, and we want to discuss things with you and ask questions and get comments from you guys so we can discuss it with you guys at the same time. We also want to go through today's news and notes from the Cowboys camp today.
Yeah,
a lot of good, of course. The Crawford thing is very bad.
Yeah, so Russell Westbrook says that our defense has been troubled lately, injuries and suspensions. I never liked Crawford. So
you know, I agree with that. I agree with the Crawford thing. I was never a big fan of Crawford. He was injured. I know he had I think he's torn his knee once in the past. But it's just he's so inconsistent. He doesn't really know how to get through there. I will say though, in this camp, this looked like his best camp so far, and he looked the quickest that he's ever been. He looked the best. So I was hoping this was like his last stand because of this injury. If it's something that's major, it's maybe time to say goodbye to Mr. Crawford.
So it'll be interesting to see how the Cowboys, move forward from this situation. If someone like Taco Charlton somehow manages to step up, although I doubt it.
See, so right now, just looking at our list, and I'm just pardon me for a second here, but I made a quick list, and I'm looking here. Defensive ends, DeMarcus Lawrence, number 90. I mean, I think he'll be starting in the rotation. It's a rotational thing. I think Benson Mayowa will be the other guy. I think he'll be starting.
He's looked
number 93.
Consistent throughout camp so far.
Yeah, he hasn't. But I will say he missed the game. He also missed today's practice. He has a knee issue. I think it's just like an inflamed knee. So they're just taking it easy. Again, all precautionary with extra weeks of training camp and preseason here. So then we also have Demontre Moore, 58, suspended for 2 games. So again, you can see where now we're starting to get nervous here. We have Taco Charlton, who's not looking too good. He is a rookie, a first rounder, but a rookie nonetheless. And I think that he obviously has a long way to go. So I won't think he's going to make an impact till midseason. And then you got Charles Tapper, which number 99, which we hope can do something in the meantime. But that's our defensive end. So, we have a question?
So Cowboys dropping like flies, says Hollyway. I joined your fantasy league. Holly, awesome. Thanks for joining our league. Yeah, guys, we do have a fantasy football league going on. It's a 20-person league, first come, first serve. So,
anyways.
Sorry, guys, give us a second. But it is a 20-person league, first come, first serve. Go ahead and join us if you want to have some fun and just watch, just play some fantasy football. Let me see. Jack the Ripper, thank you. He says, I like the idea of your channel, Cowboys family, talking about the Cowboys. Yes, our kids will be joining us for some of our videos and live streams. Obviously, they're in bed right now.
Yeah, and you can look at previous ones. We do have them in there when it's time appropriate. And only exception is Cowboy games. Usually.
So Crawford, not enough production for the price tag. So Cowboys abroad, that's.
I'm sorry.
So Crawford, not enough production for the price tag. So.
I agree. I agree. Not as of right now. Again, he looked like he was looking good. Now, I do want to kind of go into another part of this, which is the defensive tackles, because Crawford kind of played on the defensive tackle as well as that position. So we have David Irving, who's going to be suspended for 4 games, and he also had an ankle injury. Good news, he's back in camp, so that's good news. He's back at practice. Now Malik Collins, who also had a hip flexor, back in practice again, so that's good. These are defensive tackles. We got Stephen Paya, which honestly, I believe he's probably our best guy in there. He's so quick. He gets right through that. Our starting offensive lineman, talk about Travis Frederick. We got Zach Martin. He gets right through these guys. He's gotten by even Tyrone when he's pulling. So the point is.
Wolf Rider, hi, how are you?
What's up?
So, and Hollyway, again, we're definitely phased. No one is happy about the fact that Crawford is injured. We're just saying that, as far as injuries go, there's still ways for the Cowboys to...
And production-wise...
Exactly.
Production-wise, he never really gave us that much, like was said already by a couple people. And, I agree with you guys.
But again, losing a starter at any time,
and again,
even one like Crawford,
in the Cowboy system, though, you got to remember, starters, they're not really starters. It's really rotational, but it's also like situational. If it's 3rd and 12, you're going to put your best rushers in there, pin their ears back, and chase the quarterback. You're not going to probably put like Thornton in there. You might want to put maybe Paya if he can get in there and he's quick.
Yeah. Give me a second. So, my Cowboys family, should Cowboys cut him or can they release him? I don't think they can trade him. So, he had said earlier that he thinks that it is still possible for the Cowboys to just cut him, save a little bit of money, and hopefully pick somebody up who can help fill up some of those holes.
Yeah.
Jack the Ripper wants to know what our Giant versus Cowboy score prediction is.
Well, I've said it multiple times. As of right now, assuming we have Zeke and assuming that you guys, or not you guys, but the Giants make it a close game, I say the Cowboys win 24-20. That's my prediction. I think if the Cowboys have Zeke at full speed and everything kind of comes together and we have a good game against the Giants, I think it will be like 31-17. I'll say it again, 31-17. But you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And then obviously if we have a bad game, Giants win somehow. I mean, I think it'd be similar to last year's first game, but I do believe the Cowboys will win 24-20. That's my prediction.
I guess at first I was leaning towards maybe a lower scoring game, but I actually think that the score could be something like, I don't know, 20 to, I don't know. I feel like we're going to see something similar to last year where we lost by a point. Like, I just see the score being just down to the last play, last second kind of
She's seeing us lose, though. Yeah. I know.
Now,
I mean,
it could go either way. I don't want us to lose. I'm just saying that it's so close, it's so early. Until we get a little closer, it's hard for me to make that prediction. I do think the Cowboys are going to win just because at the end of the day, of course, our offense can't be stopped, and Dan Bailey, all hail. So
I will say that I do think that it's going to be a tough game no matter what. It's a divisional game, starting the season up. Both teams hate each other. The Cowboys have something to play for. They swept this last season, so we definitely want to win this game. And again, with this whole thing with Zeke and all the injuries and suspensions, I mean, it's just a very hard thing for us. So if it's a close game, that's a good thing for us.
Paella definitely looked like a monster. I will agree with you there. We're very happy.
I love him. He's my favorite player. Number 55 on defense. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, and 5 rings, again, we've talked about Taco a few times. He does seem to have this problem with staying steady on his feet. He seems to keep falling down a lot. Remember that he is a rookie. He still kind of needs to grow into things, but I will agree he's definitely not where I think any of us expected him to be yet.
No, I agree. And again, I think it's because he's a first-round pick. Everyone's jumping to conclusions. He's a project. He's going to be a project. I don't see him making an impact until midseason. That's why I don't even include him in our mix right now. I will say that, and kind of to put the Crawford thing to rest, as we talked about 15 minutes already. I think it's bad. It sucks. He looked like he has done his best season so far, his best training camp. But I do think that we have enough rotational guys with Rob Marinelli, the way he plays the defense, that I think we're going to be okay. So don't freak out, don't panic. And again, we don't know the extent of his injury. He might be back after a couple of weeks. He might, into the season. Maybe he'll miss 3 or 4 games. Maybe he'll miss the season. Either way, if we lose him, worst case scenario, I think that we can still get through it without losing much.
So we just to let you know, Hello Newman, we actually did retweet a photo on our Twitter page. It is a high definition photo. You can kind of see the injury up close.
Well, not ours. Ours is not that.
Well, no, but I retweeted the.
Oh, you retweeted? Okay, I'm sorry. There you go.
So I did retweet the high definition picture on our page. If you guys want to go ahead and check it out, it definitely looks pretty nasty. Hopefully, we get some sort of news.
Well, it looks almost like his foot's coming out of the shoe. I'm going to say it again. It looks like his foot was coming out of his cleats. So I mean, maybe.
And quick shout out to, I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt, but we do have a lot of new people in here. 5 rings.
What's up, everyone? 5 rings.
Well, Hello, Newman. Awesome. Let me see.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, Cowboys abroad. So thank you guys. I just want to say hi.
Russell
Thanks for joining us,
Jack
everybody.
Ripper.
Let us know. We just finished catching up on Tyrone Crawford, what we think.
So we're gonna try to move on to another topic now. I mean, we'll go back to Crawford, I'm sure.
Yeah. So now everyone is saying Charles Tapper needs to step up.
Well, and that's he's on my list again. If I go back to my list, I'm trying to leave it, but yes, I was saying DeMarcus Lawrence, Benson Mayowa. We got
Trey Moore.
But he's suspended for 2 games, so after 2 games we'll be good with him. But we have 2 games space there.
So
then we have Charles Tapper, and then we have Taco. I think Taco is the 5th in that rotation. Now again we have 5 guys that are playing defensive end. If you go to tackle, you have Malik Collins, you got Stephen Paella, you got Cedric Thornton, and then we got a problem because then we have Irving suspended for 4 games, and Crawford, who was playing outside, he was playing defensive end. He could play tackle too. Crawford was the other guy there as well. So. Yeah. Kind of need somebody there. Like I said, I'm going to say one last time, number 66, Lewis Neal, defensive end, and Lenny Jones, defensive end, number 56. Both these guys to keep an eye on to try to maybe make a move and fill in that 8th, 9th spot that we're going to have open now if this is a serious injury for Crawford. So moving on to other injuries on our team. And I do want to get to these guys. First, I mentioned about Mayowa, who was in walkthrough, no pads, still has an inflamed knee. So, keep an eye on him, but I think it's just precautionary with him. Let's see here. We had, what's his name? Swizter. Great news about Swizter. He's out there. He was in the walkthrough in the morning. And then he was doing punt returns as well. He actually worked a little bit in between.
Yeah, so him and Cole Beasley kind of went on and off on punt returns.
Yeah, they both did punt returns today too. So that's a good sign. And also, that was in the early walkthrough. They didn't really have pads. The late one, the late practice, they had pads, and Swizter was fully padded up and doing the punts. He was doing the wide receiver drills too, which means he's moving around. His hamstring looks fine.
So hopefully by tomorrow we'll see him return to regular full practice.
Yeah, and then also maybe if he still stays healthy, nothing else pops up, probably see him against the Rams a little bit. So that would be an interesting thing this Saturday. Just keep an eye on.
Someone else who returned to practice, Malik Collins, correct?
Yeah, he had returned yesterday though. Okay. Malik Collins returned yesterday. He had a hip flexor. He's pretty much going full blast, I think. Now the bad news is Jourdan Lewis, our cornerback, number 27. He unfortunately did not return to practice, and the word is on him. And we want to see him out there really badly, but he has hamstring. He tweaked it last week. It's a couple days after Switzer's, or I think the next day after Switzer's tweak.
Yeah, but
he's still out. They project him to be out for at least 2 or 3 more days. Don't expect. He's not going to play in the Rams game. I'm already calling that one. So Jourdan Lewis not going to be playing in the game. You're just going to rest him, obviously, and it's a little more severe than Switzer's, but hopefully not too much more severe. And maybe next week he'll be back in full pads again. I'm hoping.
Someone we can expect to see playing in a preseason game, though, is Jaylon Smith. So he has come out and said himself that he wants to play in a preseason game.
Yes.
I believe Coach Garrett has also said that we can expect to see him in the preseason. Again, not saying you're going to see him this upcoming game with the Rams, but we definitely will expect to see him again at least once, which is great to hear. So we can see a little bit of.
We want to see him out there, and hopefully everything is good in practice that keeps him progressing to where he's going, and we'll probably see him. I'm going to put my guess for Jaylon Smith now after hearing Garrett speak. Not this week, although he left the door open that he could see some game time this week, some playing time. But you're going to probably see him next week. So keep an eye on that with Jaylon Smith, and he just continues to look fantastic. The coach is saying he's looking better every day. So I'm gonna try to hold back my happiness on that.
So a quick shout out to everybody who's joined us so far. Thanks for joining us here. Let me catch up with some of the comments. So let me see.
I'll quick.
Okay, here. Let me see how back.
Well, we went back.
So I'm not sure who Colin Cowherd is, but he can pick whoever he wants to supposedly win the division. We'll see when game time comes.
Yeah. I see a lot of crazy picks.
Yeah, and honestly, as far as this, we never want to cheer on an injury as far as this being some sort of karmic justice for Sterling Shepard's injury. Look, we never want injuries. We want to play every team at full strength so we can truly say that, there's no question about it.
I mean, the way I see it is, I want to play the Giants full strength. I want him back in the game. I want Sterling. I'm sure he will be. He probably won't be 100%, but I would like him back in there because I don't want any excuses from the other side.
So let's see.
Can't see.
Let me see. We got you guys going to any home games this season? Unfortunately, no, but we will be hopefully going to check out the Pro Bowl this year.
Yeah, so try to pull that one off this time around. I mean, the last we don't live in Dallas, so we can't really see the home games. But one of these days, we are going to go see a Cowboys home game in the new stadium. I've seen it in the old stadium on the last season that was there.
Just didn't work out for us this year, unfortunately. So let's see. Jaylon Smith play 5 or 6 snaps and take him out for injury concerns again. We can't say how long he's going to play. I definitely think he shouldn't get too much time.
Well, I
still think we need to see him out there. Yeah. He hasn't played football in almost 2 years now, right?
I mean, it's coming up on that, or a year and a half.
So either way, we need to see him back out on the field and see what he can do.
And I think that, again, you're going to see him in the field, but again, pump the brakes. I know I've said that before about him playing this week and rushing him out there. I think Garrett's kind of leaving the door open for that, but don't count on that.
South of Heaven, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Cowboys abroad. Again, we did talk a little bit about Jourdan Lewis. They are saying that he's still going to be a few more days before we see him. It looks like they're either being extra cautious or he hurt himself a little bit more than someone like Switzer with his hamstring injury.
But I think that it's better that they just take caution with him just to be sure. Listen, I know he's a rookie. He needs to get out there. And soon,
we're all excited to see him out there, but better to keep him safe.
Marquez White is playing very well. He's playing better. He's improving every day as well. So, he's got a little bit of, someone's on his butt now. So he's going to have to kind of get out there soon. But you don't want to also have to tear something and then it's over, So
yeah, but again, Marquez White playing at the level he's playing at, continuing to go up. Hopefully that puts a little bit of a fire under Jourdan Lewis and helps push him to maybe develop a little faster. So.
Now, I do want to make a mention. Sean Lee, he's off tomorrow with a bunch of other veterans. Tomorrow's kind of like a veteran day, as planned by Jason Garrett. So everything there is good. Which, by the way, by Sean Lee not playing tomorrow at all and being out of the practice, guess who's going to get more reps tomorrow? Especially at middle linebacker.
Right.
Correct.
Jaylon Smith. So I definitely expect to see Jaylon Smith getting lots of work tomorrow. Keep an eye out for that.
It's a good sign for maybe even playing this week and this Saturday's game, maybe a little bit. So maybe if he continues his progress, maybe Garrett will let him play. We'll see. I want to jump to the offense. Now we're kind of done with the injury thing. Thank goodness. I know it takes a while. But with the offensive line, which is another thing we have to really keep an eye on. We have 2 spots that are still up for grabs. And that's, again, I know the right guard is the right tackle is kind of set with La'el Collins, number 71. Mm-hmm. I still personally think he needs to earn that spot. And if he has to go back to guard, if that's the best thing for the team, we could get somebody on the right tackle, then let's do that. But I don't want to jump to that yet. Let's see how he plays this next game first. I think he's improving. I see him improving every day when I watch the training camp videos, and I do think that he'll improve. So let's give him another chance this week and see how he goes. As far as the left guard, now that's a scary one because we got Chaz Green. Remember, he was the starter there. He was penciled in.
Still dealing with that shoulder injury.
Still injured. He was on the field, but not in pads. So at least he's on the field, but I don't know how much. He was like a Jourdan Lewis. It's going to take a couple more days before you even start thinking about seeing him in pads. So they're going to take it easy with Chaz Green. So right now we have either Jonathan Cooper, number 64, or number 75, Byron Bell. And I think that right now Byron Bell is actually they're splitting their reps right now at the left guard. That's
but it seems like the Cowboys are already leaning towards a decision because they did have Jonathan Cooper playing half the time today as center, backup center.
Do you know why? Because Joe Looney is hurt.
Oh, that's right, with the toe injury. Sorry, guys, I'm still getting caught up.
Yeah, but Joe Looney, because of his toe injury, now we don't have really a true backup center, which is what Joe Looney was for the most part. That's why he kept making our team most of the time, and he seemed to be improving this season as well. But he injured his toe. He's not there. We don't know how long he's going to be gone for. And so Jonathan Cooper is working a little more with the center, which means Byron Bell is now focusing more on that left starting guard. Yeah. And we got to wait till Chaz Green comes back and challenge them both. See what happens. It's a crazy situation there at the offensive line. We need that secure to really make our entire team work. The most important part of our team, offensive line.
So I see a few of you guys talking in the comments about our records. So 5 rings. Our secondary will be okay. Our offense will kill the clock enough to win games. I say we go 12-4. Hollyway, 12-4 is very unrealistic with the schedule and defense. Cowboys abroad. I agree with Cowboys go 12-4.
I think 11-5, guys.
Didn't even see our defense play yet. Rack City said. So, again, I personally think 12-4 is a little bit high. I think we have to be a little more realistic. I think we can. It's not impossible. It's going to be hard, mainly because of our schedule, I would say. I mean, we're facing some
and also because of suspensions and injuries. I mean, that doesn't hurt us. A couple of wins we could have had probably because of these injuries. It might cost us a win. So you got to figure that in. I would say 12-4 if it wasn't for this drama in the beginning of the season. But I'm putting us at 11-5 realistically.
Exactly. I say 11-5, even possibly, and again, it hurts to say this, 10-6. I still expect us to make the playoffs. Absolutely no question about that. I expect us to win the Super Bowl. No question about that. But
somehow,
it is going to be
somehow.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? It is going to be tough. We have a tough schedule. We're dealing with now, unfortunately, a handful of injuries that could really affect us as the season goes on.
It's almost like every season is like this. It feels like so. To the Cowboy fans that's been out there for a while, it's always something. And again, sometimes there was suspensions or issues going on behind the scenes or the drama with T.O. or whatever it may be. And then other times it was injury after injury after injury. Some of you Cowboy fans out there have been with us for a while, with the Cowboys for a while. You guys know. It sucks to have a starting of a training camp and a preseason like this.
All right, let's see. We'll be fine at linebacker. Anthony Hitchens will cover until Jay Smith's ready. He's a solid player.
I want to mention about Hitchens, by the way. Hitchens made a great interception today in practice. They had their full team practice against each other, starters versus starters. Hitchens picked Dak off on a quick slant. He just stepped right in front. Hitchens is very intelligent. He reads the plays very well. He reads the quarterback very well. He did it against Aaron Rodgers last year in the game in Green Bay. So yeah. I'm
sorry. I really don't hate to interrupt, but South of Heaven. We are a family-friendly stream. Just to give you a quick warning, please try to keep any curse words off of it. We are trying to keep it family-friendly, so.
Especially the kids here, and the kids aren't here right now, but we still try to. There are some other kids out there that are actually watching this too. So we try to keep it clean.
So no, we just appreciate if you guys can help us out and just help us out with that too, because we know, and trust me, we know.
It's going to happen. It's going to slip. It's going to happen. It's all right.
But let me see.
I want to give some good news on another position that we don't talk about too much. All hail, Dan Bailey.
So who is still yet to miss a field goal in practice.
Or an extra point.
The man is a legend. There is a reason I say all hail Dan Bailey, because he is the most
Let me give the story on that.
Yeah. He's the most dependable and trustworthy player. I said that he single-handedly saved any games in her 2015 season, and I said, oh, man.
So since she started watching the Cowboys, and Dan Bailey was there 4 years ago when she started watching with me, I mean, he was like our best player at some situations because Romo's injuries or whatever may have happened.
He just always seemed to come through.
Yeah, he always
right
pull through for us. So she'd always say all hail, but only after the ball goes through the uprights.
Exactly.
So we don't want to jinx it.
Dan Bailey. So now every single time he scores a field goal.
Right now he's been all hail Dan Bailey. The whole training camp, he hasn't missed not one field goal or extra point, which is pretty awesome. And again, it just fits right into where we want him to be. We expect that from him.
Exactly.
Maybe not 100% perfect, but
since we have been speaking a lot about injuries, it seems like that minor injury he did suffer last season hasn't affected him in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, he's looking great.
He's good to go. So
I did want to say quickly about the quarterbacks. Cooper Rush, I believe he looked better than Kellen Moore even. I know Moore is the backup he still is going to be in, and I do not want Rush in there as the backup because he's too young, and he went against third and fourth and fifth stringers, so you can't really judge his entire performance on that one game, but he looked like a quarterback.
Yeah, and I like the way that he was playing. The fact that he did take a few risks, even though he was playing against third, fourth stringers. He took a few chances out there when he didn't have to, and
if you look at his demeanor out there, like the way he stands in the pocket and moves around and just knows when to throw it before getting hit. There's something natural about that, which I actually did not expect to see from him. I expected to see more of that from Kellen Moore to continue to improve, but I just kind of see him leveling. He's already leveled off, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. I know some people out there disagree with me, but I don't like Kellen Moore. I do not feel confident with him as our backup. I don't feel Rush as a good backup as well right now for Dak. But that's why we're going to see some Luke McCown, some old man action out there. And he's going to be playing. We've already heard he's going to be playing with Cooper Rush in the second half of the game. And we're also going to see.
So it'll be.
We're going to see all four quarterbacks. We're going to see Dak and Kellen, but we see Dak probably for a drive. And then we'll see Kellen Moore take over.
Yeah, but I will say it will be nice to see McCown and see what he can do and see exactly how he adds up in this whole backup quarterback controversy that we're having. Not really controversy, but obviously a few of us aren't too happy with Kellen Moore. I know a few of you guys are definitely Kellen Moore fans. South of Heaven looks like you're a big Kellen Moore fan. Again, I wouldn't mind seeing some people
step up and challenge them.
Exactly. So,
so we'll just keep it.
Y'all going to check out the Eagles game on Thursday. So
we're going to watch a lot of these games.
Watching a lot of this stuff, especially when it comes to anything Eagles, Giants, or Redskins, guys. So we probably won't be streaming it, but we'll definitely be keeping our eyes open and watching for anything.
One other thing which you could look for tomorrow or Thursday, Zeke's big decision. Again, there's all rumors, and we're not going to go on Chris Carter and all his BS because I'm sorry, Chris Carter it seems like he just wants ratings. But excluding that whole thing about destroying evidence and all that stuff that's not been heard of in the whole history of Ezekiel Elliott's case, aside from that, I mean, the decision's supposedly going to come in tomorrow or Thursday. I'm thinking more Thursday or maybe even Friday. But we shall see what happens and when it comes down. You could definitely bet on it probably being before Saturday's game that this decision about Zeke and any kind of suspension or punishment or fines of any sort. Hopefully it's more on that side of things than it is a suspension. But remember, Zeke will appeal no matter what. And if it's 2 games and he appeals it, you can bet he's going to get at least one of those games back, maybe both. So they got to suspend him for 4 games. And that's the only way. That means they're just trying to get him to lose a game or 2. So
and again, we'll just have to see. But we do expect the NFL to be commenting definitely before the end of the week. So,
for sure.
Let's see. Cowboys abroad. We'll get better down the stretch because we get injured and suspended players come back. That's why I think 12-4 is realistic. Dez and Dan Bailey, teammates in college, still teammates with the Cowboys.
I agree we have a chance.
Holloway said we're scoring 28+ on the Cowboys defense.
I really don't know about I can't really argue with that one.
Yeah, so Russell Westbrook.
We'll score 31 though. So
I don't like Chris Carter and Shannon Sharp. Yeah, we watched the Chris Carter video clip.
Yeah,
and we were really confused as to how people could take such a small
snippet
and
of a minute and a half.
insignificant and factless,
viewpoint.
Yeah, and just take it and run from it and go from this guy saying this thing to all of a sudden Zeke deleted or erased, destroyed evidence, and he somehow, the NFL found this, but two separate
police departments, and prosecution, they couldn't find any of this.
Yeah, so
but somehow the NFL found this. It just sounds weird. Chris Carter's source found this. Who is he?
So
I think his source is Zeke's ex-girlfriend.
Let me see. Let me see. Hollywood, want to know my team name on your fantasy league? I know you mentioned it a few times.
And by the way, I don't like Chris Carter or Shannon Sharp. They're both in different things. I just don't like either. I don't know.
Your name is Austin Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's good. What was that?
That's his name. So, Eagle Fan 767, what's up? Thanks for joining us again. I'm not 100% sure how many people are in the league. We still have it open though, so if anybody wants to join, guys.
It's a 20-team league, guys. So there's a lot of room in there. But I think we have 5 or 6 spots already taken. It's no rush. We've got a long way. It's going to be September 2nd. It's going to be the draft. Right now it's at 5 p.m. Eastern. It'll probably be a little later, but we'll change around. Let me see here. Looks like we still have 4 or 5 guys in there right now.
All right. So, a quick little update. So it looks like Jaylon Smith did say he expects his preseason debut to be coming soon. So who knows? We might see him sooner rather than later. We might see him a little bit for this Rams game. Cool. Definitely keep an eye out on tomorrow's preseason practice, especially with Sean Lee and a few other veterans not being there.
I mean, you're gonna probably see, if you guys watch any of the videos or if you guys keep in touch with that kind of stuff or read about it. I mean, you'll definitely get it from us tomorrow.
Yeah. So Hollywood, yes, we did get the name. We did the Jeffrey Dahmer. Yes, we do get the name. So
funny.
Let me see, guys. We're just making sure I can get any updates. Let me see. So someone we haven't heard too much about, I will say, is Nolan Carroll. We are expecting him, obviously, to be suspended. What is it, 2 games for the...
Well, we don't know how many games yet, but for the DWI, driving while intoxicated. I heard he refused the breathalyzer. So the funny thing about that is, in the state of Texas, and I don't know if that's everywhere, but I think the law is that actually he might not be able to be prosecuted because he refused to take the breathalyzer. There's something going on with that, so he might not even get prosecuted for this. We don't know yet.
But the league might still, again, much
conduct,
like Ezekiel
detrimental
Elliott, they might still decide to suspend him for conduct unbecoming.
I can see that for him, and I think probably a game or 2 for him.
Be no depth on the bench. So South of Heaven, we're just doing this for fun. Honestly, we just want as many of you guys as possible to join us and just have some fun doing this league. He is part of a big money league. We did do a money league together before as well, but this year we decided that since we started doing this, we just want to
focus more on the Cowboys.
So we decided to go ahead and do this league since a few of you guys said you wanted to join us. So it is first come, first serve. So just go ahead and join. And let's just have fun. Yeah,
and again, I was going to say that maybe by the end of the season, with the end of the fantasy league, maybe I'll give send something out or do something special for the first place person.
So,
last place might get ragged on. So
just let you know, a few people are saying to make the draft at 10:30. So guys, let us know. Yeah, if you guys would like to do the draft a little bit later that day, let us know.
10:30 at night.
Later for us is not an issue. Obviously, let us know. Give us your feedback. We'll try to make it at a time that works.
It's a weekend, so our kids will be up. They'll probably be participating as well. They know a little bit about
so let's catch up on a few other things. So red zone, we go with Rico, Dez, wide, Switz and B, slot, and Zeke in the backfield. So something interesting about practice today, though, Jason Witten was getting a lot of balls from Dak today.
Yeah, and the thing
I know sounds funny, but he was just
the thing is, and again, we're all connecting here because Rico being in the game, he actually was playing on the red zone, and I'm sure Hello Newman.
Making some good moves. I gotta say, he looked good out there.
Hello Newman, I'm sure that's where you saw this from probably, but yeah, Rico actually he looked like he ran the route very well. He actually ran into Witten, but in the play I saw, he opened it up for Witten to be open, and now people have to watch Rico too. Can you imagine that on first down we're running 2 tight ends? And we got Rico and Witten, let's say, we play action and throw it. I mean, we're so deadly.
So,
running or passing.
I have to reply to Holloway. He said, would you agree Dak struggled against the Eagles defense in the first game? So, of course he struggled. I mean, I'm sorry, but you're talking about a quarterback in his rookie year still. I mean, even all the way up to the last game, we're coming back harder, better, faster, stronger. I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of Dak, but he looks fantastic.
I will say, and Holly, I want to say something about the game where Dak played. And
we'll definitely make the draft a little bit later. So it looks like for now we'll say 10:30, but we'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah.
So
around 10:30, 10 o'clock, we'll see. But I want to go back to what Holly said about where is it? Okay. So let me say that something that watching every single Cowboy game for the last 35 years of my life. I'm just saying I've noticed that Dak has an issue, and last season he had a major issue towards after the fourth or fifth game getting started. I mean, I saw him. He would just start off slow. He would overthrow some players. I think he was not trying to get that interception, so he was he looked like he starts slow, and then all of a sudden he'd catch fire, and that's what happened against the Eagles. Of course, our defense caused a turnover with Smallwood, and it kind of turned the momentum a little faster. I still think we had you guys, though. I think I felt it. I know we had that big play by Des Bryant in the beginning, but Dak wasn't really hitting it until that point. So I've noticed even in the Green Bay game and other games, in the playoff game against Green Bay and other games, that Dak has started off slow at times and then picks it up and dominates.
Well, and I'm sorry if I butcher your name every time, but Meet the Mets. Yeah, so we only hear rookie excuse when Dak struggled. Shake my head. But at the same time, you can't expect him to not struggle, at various points throughout that first year that he's playing, considering the circumstances he was in. And I can't really recall if we had any major injuries or setbacks the first time we played the Eagles. But either way,
on defense we did.
Yeah, but divisional games, first of all, are always tough. But for that to be the first time he's facing this team and, the unique challenge.
Also, I think, if I recall, it was a Monday Night Football game, too. And it was prime time for him. It might have been one of his first major one, maybe not. I mean, I don't know. I can't
really recall the details, but the point is that,
that was his first primetime game, I think.
So you can't expect him to not have some struggles. I'm not saying it's all on him being a rookie, because at the end of the day, he made mistakes. He has to own them, but he did come back and win it.
This guy, Dak Prescott, was rookie of the year in the entire NFL. He actually beat out Zeke. Remember that. Remember that he's a quarterback, and he has to. I mean, the ability to learn quarterback and to be a quarterback in the NFL, it's monumentally different than being in college. And him to pick it up that fast, and I honestly watching him, his struggles were minor. I see quarterbacks that still do that nowadays, like a Cutler, all right, or like Eli Manning. I see him overthrowing players consistently. So in my opinion, I mean, Dak kind of improves throughout the game, and Eli is just inconsistent throughout the game until he hits his streaks once in a while. But what I'm trying to say is, my point is that this is Dak in his first year. This is Eli in his whatever year. I mean, so I see Dak just getting better. I watched a lot of the footage in training camp, especially the last 2 days. Mm-hmm. Dak looks like a madman out there. The guy is just zooming passes in between players. He's taking risks, and a couple times he got picked. But I think in the game he's going to make the right choices, and you can just see that he knows where to go. He's throwing the ball with some power and some accuracy, and then you're going to incorporate some of it.
And definitely more confidence than we saw last year.
Yes, for sure. Much more confident.
He looks more settled into his role, and again, he's doing pretty well. And
don't forget, when he runs that ball this year, it's going to be a little more than usual. So when he's out there running around, and he's going to be incorporating himself more in the run. I don't want him to get hit. I don't want him to get hurt, but I'm just saying that you're going to see a little more running, I think, from him this year. I would like him to stay as a passing quarterback and not become a Russell Wilson, but for injury reasons. But I think that he will you'll see more of his running game in this season, and also you're going to see more of Zeke in the passing game this season. I mean, I've already seen a bunch of plays that they're already utilizing Zeke with a streak down the field. They're using Zeke on a lot of underneaths in about 3 seconds. The quarterback has about 3 seconds let it form the play, and then Zeke's underneath catching it, and he's lined up against a linebacker. Who's going to stop him? If all the guys are deep and Zeke gets the ball underneath and he gets right through the linebacker, he could probably overpower. He's as big as a linebacker. He could run over these guys. He's stronger. So, it's going to be dangerous to see Zeke in that passing game this year. That's a new thing, and I just can't wait that it comes to a city near you.
Eagle fan, like we said, we will be posting a video this weekend explaining all the basic rules of the draft league. So stay tuned for that. We'll explain everything then, I promise. Yeah. Giants defense dominated your offense. Our offense just sucked last year. I'm guessing, meet the Mets. So about the Giants. I've never really heard too many Cowboys fans saying that Carson Wentz is a bust, and I wouldn't consider him a bust. He's pretty decent. But again, now that he has better people surrounding him, let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I don't think he's a bust at all. I think Wentz is
saying people. I mean, I think we definitely lucked out, and Dak is the better quarterback. But
I mean, right now, obviously, he obviously is the better quarterback as far as where he's taking his team in 1 year.
Yeah.
But I do think that Wentz has the potential to be like, you know, with the new crop of quarterbacks. And I'm talking about past the Luck generation, Andrew Luck. I'm talking about the guys after that, and past the Aaron Rodgers. I know the next generation. We're talking about Dak. We're talking about Carson Wentz, and you know, what's his name? Jameis Winston in Tampa, the guy from Mariota from Tennessee. These guys, the next generation. Out of those guys, I mean, I think Dak is. I mean, look the most impressive to start off his career. I mean, you guys can't really. Nobody really can honestly disagree with that. Even the most hateful Philly Giants or Redskin fan.
Now, guys, a small update straight from Dallas. Just a quick update about Tyrone Crawford. So they're just saying that they have confirmed that the Cowboys aren't going to make any roster moves until they know the severity of the injury, and that any player can tell you with ankle injuries, it can be a lot of initial pain, but the healing time can be quick. It just depends if it was a high or low ankle sprain. You know, and obviously if it was a fracture or anything more serious. So they're obviously just waiting to see what news comes out. But pretty much from there, it sounds like they definitely have a few decisions to make, though, once that news comes back. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's see.
That's not, you know.
How mad would you be if the Cowboys went 0-16? Eagle fan, it's just not going to happen. But
come on.
Yeah.
You know that's not true.
No need to worry about Dak. He's ready. I definitely think he's ready. I'm not. No one's here saying he's going to be the second coming of Joe Montana. But again, when it comes to a quarterback, you need dependable, reliable, confident,
he might be the
smart decision.
He might be the second coming of Russell Wilson, though.
Which we'll take that.
He took him to the Super Bowl and won.
Since 2012, Cap has had a higher quarterback rating than Eli Manning.
And again, if that is true, which I don't know if it is, I just never liked. And I'm doing this as
how about them Cowboys? Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
We'll catch you next time.
Check the site. I was going to say this though about Eli, and again, I always get into this with Giant fans and a lot of people that like Eli, and I'm trying to look at this as a non-Cowboy fan outlook. I'm really not attacking Eli, not because I personally don't like the Giants, obviously, but forget about that. Let's just say Eli. Eli, there's something off with him. He's not as obviously not as good as his brother, but
Hello Newman is saying
consistency. I don't think he's there when it comes to completions.
Ed Werder is reporting that it's an ankle sprain.
Yeah, we heard about that. Ed Werder is the guy. Actually, Ed Werder is the guy that I filmed about 9 years ago. One of the people I knew from the Cowboy crew here attacked, basically, like a verbal beatdown of Ed Werder, and I'm gonna post that video one of these days soon. It has some language in it, so I will give you that warning.
Okay, so I am seeing it on Twitter. It sounds like preliminary diagnosis on Crawford is a lateral ankle sprain, which is not a long-term injury. Guys, that would be the best news. It's not 100% confirmed, but Ed Werder, thank you so much for that, Alan. Thanks for letting us know. But
thank you.
Oh boy, that is huge. And again, we still have about 4.5 weeks until the regular season starts. So does that mean we might only be missing 1 or 2 games with Crawford? And can he look as good out there in the regular season as he has so far in training camp?
He might. Either way, he'll be on the team. If it's a short-term injury, for sure, you're not going to cut him. But the thing is that with him, you're going to probably see him on the maybe PUP list or some kind of injury list in the beginning of the year, some short-term list, so he might not be back for 5 or 6 or 7 games. These kind of sprains could take a while. Now, we don't know the severity yet, so obviously we'll know more tomorrow. But at least we know if it is an ankle sprain. And Ed Werder, even though he likes to start up controversy, sometimes he does get his information right. I think he got fired from ESPN, so we don't know how good that is. But
South of Heaven, we definitely saw the pictures, like you said.
We posted it on our Twitter.
Nasty. That's why all of us are pretty much like, holy crap.
If you go back to the beginning of this stream, you will hear me say that if you look at the high-definition resolution picture that we retweeted, you can see that it's almost like his shoelaces came apart, and it looks like his ankle kind of hit the ground, but it didn't look like a break or like it didn't even look like ligaments. It just looked like his foot came out of his cleats. And, if you guys ever play football and know how that feels, I mean, that happens, that hurts. It's a sprain. If it is an ankle sprain, which it could be if it is because his kind of ankle and his foot came out of his cleat. If that's the case, then we lucked out, guys, as far as him personally, his injury. I still think we could have done well without him. We still could have made up whatever we were missing without him. But again, him being around, it could help us. Again, like you did say, how good will he be when he comes back? Will he be full health?
Will he be as quick and fast as he was Tyrone Crawford that we've seen in the past?
Yeah, in his career so far. I mean,
so again, obviously fingers crossed. And at the end of the day, we definitely don't ever want a Cowboys injury. So the faster he gets healthy, the faster the Cowboys can recover from that as well. So Holloway said, I have the same injury as Crawford. I was running outside, stepped in a hole in the dirt, messed my ankles up, couldn't walk on it for a week again.
Yeah, and I've had that too. I've done it playing basketball. That hurts. And I've done it playing football. And I'm telling you, I mean, it hurts. It's painful. It feels like it's broken. So I understand why Crawford was crying when he was carted off the field. And you got to take ultimate precaution. You just can't walk him off the field like that. But hopefully, when they do another MRI and more X-rays, I guess tomorrow, and make sure there's no fractures and other things.
Meet the Mets. I'm sorry. I absolutely disagree. Eli Manning never owns Dak. Okay, both games were super close.
It wasn't because of Eli's great performance.
Exactly. So, and at the end of the day, with some of these other guys, Rack City, he does have a major interception problem. I'm sorry, but you guys practically gift us the ball half the game. So,
we'll take it.
Yeah, that's fine,
if our guys can catch it. That's the thing. Our guys, it goes right through our hands too. But both games, you remember how many points you guys won combined? It was 4 points. On a rookie quarterback, a rookie running back in game one. And, you guys did beat us that second game, but Dan Bailey hit the 57-yard field goal and it hit the post. So it would have been tied. Oh, look. You guys won. You guys swept us. Congratulations. But you didn't get farther than we did in the playoffs. And even though you guys have improved, we still have the best offensive line in the league, probably the best offense in the league when it comes to controlling the ball, controlling the clock.
So Holloway, he says, I don't think Dak is better than Wentz. I think he was in a much better situation.
I agree.
That's it. So
I agree.
So, and that's why I said, let's see how Wentz does this year now that he has better talent around him. Again,
and he has 1 year under his belt, and we'll see. I'm saying he's going to improve. He's part of the new generation. I'm not trying to even compare Dak and him. I'm just saying that it's good. They're going to be the top teams in the NFC East. While you see Eli, as he leaves, and Kirk Cousins, I don't think he's that great. I think he's good. He's very good, but I don't think he's great. Like I don't think he hasn't won a Super Bowl like Eli has, and got lucky on a 5 or 6 game playoff streak to the Super Bowl. But I'm just saying that, I think that Dak and Wentz are the future of the NFC East, which unfortunately means that the Eagles are also part of the future of the NFC East, but that also means we are. So we'll take that.
Exactly. So let's see. Dak, let me see. Wentz way better than Dak at throwing interceptions and losing games. Wentz sucks.
Incorrect.
Dak got us an area to take the winning field goal, and T. Will didn't go out of bounds. So so you're talking about that first Giants game again, but. No, I
know. Yeah, I'm sorry. South of Heaven, I agree with you.
But at the end of the day, the calls are what they are. Can't argue with the refs as much as we want to.
I don't think Wentz sucks.
But yeah, I think Wentz sucks.
I think Wentz is just, he's a rookie and he's doing good. The way he looks better in golf. I mean, just physically, the way he plays, he kind of reminds me of Cooper Rush a little bit. The way he stands in the pocket and knows how to move in the pocket. So again, I'm not trying to compare him to Cooper Rush. I know he's a lot better than Cooper Rush. But I'm just saying, like when I see a quarterback like that, I give them credit off the bat because I can see they know how to stand there and read the pressure, feel the pressure, and read the play and know where to throw it.
All right, guys, excuse me 1 quick second.
I'm going to try to read some of these questions here. Let's see what we got. 15-9 NFC East. I'm not really sure what our record is in the last bunch of years in the NFC East, but. The fact that we made the playoffs against and beat the Lions and then lost to the Packers 2 years ago. And, with Romo being hurt, I know we had a rough season. Last year, obviously, we beat everybody pretty much except for the Giants twice and the Eagles once, which was a giveaway game. Let's see here. Will the Cowboys go with – this is from Cowboys Abroad. And by the way, abroad, is that you guys – you live outside of the country. Let me know where you live. Cowboys Abroad. Will the Cowboys go with 5 or 6 receivers? In other words, will Ely Brown, Andy Jones – make the teams, Dez, Swift. I know, the 5 guys we know, Butler, Switzer, Terrence, Will, Dez, and Beasley. But Brown and Jones. See, that, and I agree, that's a tough one. Noah Brown, again, come on down. Noah Brown, I think, has the body type of a Dez, has the skill set to be able to be, a very good receiver in the NFL. He has the youth. I don't know if he'll make it through the waivers to make it to our practice squad. So that's an interesting way of looking at this too. I might want to keep Noah Brown because of that. Now I do think that Andy Jones looked better. He looks better. He's been through this. He's not a rookie. He's been through the rigors of training camp. Noah has not. Noah Brown has not. So he's made better plays, I think, so far. But I will say that I think he might slip through to our practice squad maybe a little easier. But we'll see. I mean, that's something that we still have 4 more games to evaluate, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
So meet the Mets again. Don't get us started. Why don't you guys say hi to Miami again? Let me see. Holloway, you guys are objective. Yes. I love that. Not just saying Wentz sucks, Eagles sucks like most fans. Again, no, we're here to bring you guys the facts. We're not going to lie and tell you we're not obviously a little biased towards the Cowboys, but at the end of the day, we're bringing you guys the facts. And
thank you, Frankie G. Frankie G. brought the facts too, even though we're just going over a 3-year span. So I'll take that.
So, and one thing that we also have more than you guys, right? I mean,
oh, yeah, those things. They're called rings, guys. Yeah, we have 5 of those rings. 1 for our 6th. You guys have 0. I think you guys won a championship against the Cardinals, the Chicago Cardinals in 1947 or something. I don't know, back before our grandparents were alive. But anyways, you know.
So, but yeah, guys, we do try to keep it objective here just because at the end of the day, the NFC East is probably the 2nd most competitive division other than the AFC West right now.
This season. But with the NFC East, with the Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, and Redskins, in general, it's always been one of the more watched divisions because of the rivalries in it and the competitiveness in it. No matter if we suck, all 4 of us. Like 2 years ago, there was Cowboys didn't have Romo for 3 games, but we were still in the playoff. Like in the playoff run, like in the week 15, week 16, we were still in the playoff hunt to win the division because everybody in the division sucked so bad. It was still, even though it sucked, it was still close. It's always going to be close. And this year, I don't think it's going to be different. I think we're all going to be in the running for the title until maybe December, early December.
Is that it's gonna be too soon to tell because again, we all have very tough schedules. We all, or at least us, obviously, between our injuries and other things, as the season goes on, obviously other teams will be dealing with that as well. So it really just depends on, again, every week, matchup to matchup, but every single game is going to count here, guys. Right. So,
hey, listen, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And again, I think we're gonna wrap this up. What do you think?
So yeah, here Hollywood will take your class.
We're coming up on about an hour right now. We wanted to do this for half an hour.
So here, wait, Holloway real quick said, I think the Eagles can beat, I'm guessing he means beat the Falcons of last season. Think about it, the year before, Falcons were 8-8. So again, I think that it's going to be,
a win. I think it'll be tough.
I see the Falcons definitely making it to the playoffs again.
Well, I can see you guys pulling off upsets. I think you guys could beat anybody in the league. I think you guys beat the Patriots. You guys could even beat us. But I think it's going to take a lot of, things going your way and some luck on your side, to be able to beat the best teams in the league. But you could upset any team in the league. Like the Browns from last year, or I'd say this year, the Jets of this year, I don't see them upsetting anybody. So, I see the Eagles, that you guys are an above average team, like the Redskins. I think they're about average. And I think that you got both those teams. Every team in the NFC East can beat any team in the NFL.
But at the same time, I do think that the Falcons have a little more of something to prove. I mean,
after that last
talk about
Super Bowl,
one of the most embarrassing losses in NFL history. I mean, definitely in the top 5 for sure. They're,
top 5.
They
number 1.
Yeah, like I said, they're out there to really prove something this year. So I wouldn't expect them to be out for blood.
But I will say the Falcons, though, they definitely have to be. It's got to be hurting them still. And I think it will affect them.
I'm not sure how a team can get over that other than redemption, which is why, again, I think I see them either being crushed by this, and we're going to see them go back to 8-8, or just for some reason just
10 wins maybe.
Fall apart, or
I don't see that happening.
Or exactly. So I do see it going the other way.
I mean, you got to look at the division. I had a discussion earlier. I think the division, it seems kind of easy, but it's not. You get the Bucks, who are up and coming. You have the Carolina Panthers, who were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So that, and they still have a lot of power. And I don't. Last year they had a horrible season, but they're tough. And then you have the Saints. I know that they're probably the worst of the 3, but again, you got Breeze still in there. You got Adrian Peterson in there.
Hollywood here said, be like the Falcons in that they were average the year before they went to the Super Bowl. We did beat the Falcons last season, though.
Yeah, but you guys don't have Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, and they're not like rookies. Okay, they went to the second year. I mean, it's a whole different world right now.
Right. Veterans.
The reason why the Cowboys have a more real chance, I think, to make the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl is because
we have a healthy mix of, I think, some older veteran players, a good chunk of just guys who already know our system, but still have. But I
also think that our offensive line and the receiver, the skills players on offense, I think that and even some of the special teams, the punter, kicker, these things can control the game and make a difference in the end and actually help the defense. So I think when you have a punter that can put the ball inside the 20 majority of the time when he has a chance to, which Chris Jones does, I mean, that helps our defense. When we have an offense that can control the clock, score touchdowns and not field goals, and then they'll be up 10-0 in the second quarter or 14-0 in the second quarter, that helps our defense. Just saying.
Yeah, sorry. Meet the Mets said something that made me snort in laughter and disbelief. Prediction: touchdowns? Eli will throw for 30 touchdowns, make the Pro Bowl. 35 plus touchdowns. He'll have less than 15 interceptions. You mean a game? Yeah, sure.
No, I will say that. Well, he doesn't in a game. That's pretty good. But no, I'm just thinking is that if he.
I meant 15 interceptions.
Oh, 15 interceptions.
I said in a game. Yeah, sure.
No, I will say that if he does have those kind of similar numbers to that, I think I agree with you, and I think the Giants will be the first in the division if he has that kind of season. My prediction, he won't have it. Sorry, Meet the Mets and any Giant fan out there. I don't think he'll have that season. Nothing has shown me that he would have that season. What I see him doing, the kind of season I can see him having, the way you guys win a Super Bowl, you guys have a 10 or 9 win season. You sneak in the playoffs with a wild card, and then you go on a 5-game Eli streak and win this freaking Super Bowl. That I can see happening. That's an Eli-style kind of way of winning, but not dominating stats. That's not Eli. And even though he might put up the yards because they got to throw all day because they have no running game, and sometimes, they have to make up points because they do blow some score. Sometimes they get in a high-scoring match. So, that could be an issue.
All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Quick last comments. Cowboys abroad. Thanks, Cowboys family. So, thank you.
Where are you from abroad? Are you from the United States or are you outside?
So, but again, thanks to every single one of you guys watching. Let me see. Romo's going to the Hall of Fame, Rack City.
We discussed that last time.
Yeah, maybe not anytime relatively soon.
I don't think he's not going to be a first. He won't be a first ballot, I don't think, but I think he'll make it eventually. I agree. The stats are too good to not make it, but not a first balloter. Unless it depends on who he's going in with. Of course, we have to wait and see. I think 5 years for that or 6 years before they can be eligible.
So, but other than that, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We do post videos or live stream every single day. We will be streaming during the preseason games and the regular season games, all the Cowboys stuff. And, of course, just really check back, especially with that Tyrone Crawford injury. We'll definitely keep you guys updated.
And with the Zeke thing, the decision's coming down soon, so keep in touch. Keep listening.
Okay, so Hello Newman real quick said Clarence Hill reported the same thing as Werder dodged a bullet. So again, that's breaking news, guys. Seriously. So far it looks like.
So the 6 to 7 of you in here.
Yeah. So
you guys have to hear the news that it looks like it's confirmed that it's just an ankle sprain, which is compared to what it could have been.
So hopefully he won't be out for a few weeks and he's feeling better fast. But we'll bring you guys even more information on that tomorrow. So as always, thanks for watching us. And let me see. We'll definitely catch you guys next time. But
don't forget also, we do have the Fantasy Football League. If you guys are interested, just look at the link. It should be at the bottom of the description. Just click on the link and you can join. And it's just for fun. 20-team league. We'll go into more details soon. But it's just for My Cowboys family.
Yeah. So and our Twitter, Frankie G, is also My Cowboys family. So go ahead and find us through there.
You can find us there through Facebook. It's all at the bottom. It should be showing at the bottom of the screen. But
But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
And as always, don't forget.
Go Cowboys! Forever, baby.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys next time. That's right. Cowboys for life.
That's right. We love you all. Go Cowboys.